free enwa game course so St James Park Newcastle bobuku no ana Barcelona ye ball game ni nyina ba wiye no na Barcelona bobuku no etimi akwa win 2-1 which I believe a very good results at the Barcelona team no kwaku mejitu mu say Newcastle ne Barcelona de level quality BBM Barcelona e was so say Newcastle nemum se yebeka no kra kire ye ho a se u pe venue ba ko a se u kwa wini e wo ho no e dene pa na Newcastle fofie e ka ho bi eya na enye easy se obeko St James Park na wetimi akwa wini enye se wu wini nko a wasa dominate Newcastle bobuku no enti se Barcelona akwa wini na Barcelona sa dominate Newcastle bobuku na the first thing you need to do acknowledge Barcelona for na for more credit e fa more me masem e simple two teams e sia kan de obewini no obo ne homodin enye lack eye ne modern bo na de ni wini ye enti se sa team ni timi wini a before say ubeka bibia no the first thing you need to do is acknowledge sa club wini ye so kwaku the first thing I may ye say based on the results of Barcelona nyaye based on the kind of performance of Barcelona e de koma ye no medical accredit Barcelona for na acknowledge Barcelona for ne say omoma a super performance in St James Park bakwaku ade a memani je ho pa ne ye say ye ebo game na game ni emu aye den dia ma na wo ye team na wo ye coach na wasesa nioma na waba be take control eya me hu sa ade na amani je ade kronti ameka sa asem ni nyina ne ye say enra ye say game na in the first 10 to 15 minutes oya Barcelona fana na pressure was because Newcastle for first 10 to 15 minutes no na omo Barcelona constant pressure by football ye free be say in-game management in the game na ekoso no coach na ability say obetima sesa nioma na wa make decision obetima ba be favor no after say na pressure won so and ye can in-game management and adia enra Hansi Flick eye no na eye spot on na eye adia mani je Hansi Flick ana Barcelona bobuku no kwaku nim say the first 10 to 15 minutes na Newcastle for nema Barcelona for constant pressure obi a onim Newcastle ne edi ha obi ano se uko St James a se Newcastle for ko share team a omo pebo oni kura omo build from the back the first 10 to 15 minutes ye say omo be press o ha e high so ye share game na se no obi a no share game ni bi ehun say as a Newcastle for na tata Barcelona so ye share game na se the first 10 to 15 minutes na Newcastle for press Barcelona for ne high and omo pressing high no na intensity no osoro ana na omo very aggressive in omo pressing and they be a pressing football I was a time be can say was a coordinated and uche a Newcastle bobo na omo coordination method na omo dey pressing no man to man and apart from send Newcastle the first 10 to 15 minutes na omo press Barcelona for ne high omo ye aggressive na intensity no osoro no na coordination method na omo use no man to man and ye share game na se no abranti ano no ne ball left back ade mati my friend say Newcastle na ye Livramento kwaku ye share game na se Livramento na o ball left back no time bia no free the left back position ekwo nanim say o press Kunde anko be a left back anka be expect say obegina ni position by ye share game na se na no Livramento na o ball left back ade ma Newcastle bobuko no ono na konanim bebre say o press Kunde a o man to man Ilanga na operate as a right winger. A command to man on Gerard Martin. Then again, Oteke Omeni Mona, Harvey Benz, and Anthony Gordon. As also a command to man, our Rahu, and a Pau Kubasi. The reason why Newcastle yes had the say Barcelona Jebo non person build from the back. And this almost build from the back. Almost first face no ye more time. Ye more space. Ye for pressure in so na emfa Barcelona enye errors. So ye share game na sinano. The first thing that you notice in here say Newcastle for no high pressing, man to man, and me very aggressive in their pressing. Almost try some best to put Barcelona for first phase. Barcelona second phase. Say ubenya Frankie Dion any Pedri won fin. But what's Asha? Yababa benyo obi te se Bruno Guimaraes ejina Pedri so now nya Jolinton ejina Frankie de Jong so ana Sandro Tonali ejina Fermin Lopez so and again in the midfield play ana we expect Barcelona second phase Frankie de Jong Pedri ana Fermin Lopez no yenya Newcastle for so a omo press you mama command to man so the first 10 to 15 minutes na o ka no credit atron wa akwaku na Newcastle for no ma Barcelona tough time omunya chances ni bi mpokra Ilanga create chances no by Newcastle for and take your movement so the first 10 to 15 minutes na Newcastle for Barcelona for adwen pa
and Juan Garcia save Barca pa
so first 10 to 15 minutes because of Newcastle for high pressing na Barca ntimi nkra ball no na Barca pressure wo mo so by Ahasen ye ka se coach adwuma and me Barcelona ni o by kwaku enra Hansi Flick esa demonstrate kire ye say ye ka top class coaches so munim dia ono Hansi Flick ka ho bi onim dia Hansi Flick ye ya nyoma tan ye on see ye share game na se no na oyusu Rashford ana Brante friend say Rafinha our wing soccer se pa by a quarter to a time ana Hansi Flick esa ne nyoma en kwaku nim dia Hansi Flick ye Hansi Flick decide say ne dia obema Rashford ana Rafinha omo nya wide wingers bomba ye narrow wingers in a sense say Rashford and Rafinha no say anytime ya Barcelona be kura ball no bia no omo free wing so na omo ba close to the midfielders and say ohwe picture here that Facebook ya akwaku ohun Rafinha and Rashford say omo move inside by a say game na say the first 10 to 15 minutes na Rashford and Rafinha mostly omo operate to a wide area by time course so after 15 minutes no and Hansi Flick decided say was also Sanyoma and the Rafinha and Rashford move back inside say ombe close to the midfielders then Lewandowski now operate as the number 9 we expect to say Lewandowski begina box nim no Oma Lewandowski already draw the bench kakra Emma ne better than 9.5 striker and the reason why Hansi Flick here said here say open numbers in the midfield so after that 20 minutes Barcelona take control and ocha omo midfield and kabeko enima omo midfield after the Barcelona baba be nyam midfielders e won finfio and kwaku look at this after sa o move Rashford and Rafinha from the wide area adomba midfield no then Barcelona eche no mu take control no in finfio no Lewandowski a drop it Rashford a become finfio no Rafinha beka ho Fermin Lopez or Pedri and or Fermin Lopez nipa 6 on finfio against Bruno Guimaraes Sandro Tonali and Jolinton after the Barcelona nya numbers no mu control game no until Rafinha Lewandowski Fermin Lopez and Rashford mo ebetima control Bruno Guimaraes mo and the ma Pedri and Frankie de Jong space say omun control game no and it's a tactical switch na Hansi Flick here no it say ohun ya na Frankie de Jong and Pedri control game ne kese and the ma Barcelona bobuku no na enye bibia because coach ne how was Sanyoma omuvu Rashford omuvu Rafinha inside no after the free Pedri and a Brante friend say Frankie de Jong say omun control game na after the Barca abenya more numbers and that understanding between Pedri and Frankie de Jong omu complementing each other very well sa two players we Pedri and Frankie de Jong omu ye proper ball technician obi o ye ball technician ne midfielders a ball ni kura na ne ball skills no osoro and how omu complementing each other very well so omu me no si akan enura na won so omu nyina timi set tempo no omu nyina timi scanning environment no omu angles are making sure so omu betime move in omu weight of omu passes and sa two players we enura e control game ne de Barcelona after na won say Barcelona fonsa e da team e friend say Newcastle so and sa we pick Pedri a enura Pedri omu rhythm control no omu dynamism over Frankie de Jong or lower Newcastle for a pause because of the calmness or the ban finfio and then rasa two players who on finfio no me a very instrumental Edema Barcelona for no and to prove further kwaku 2 goals are Barcelona for shey ni nyina no hwe baby ana ma ku Rashford the first goal Rashford on paper now operate as a left winger by time I go neighbor no they operate as a left winger no move by inside and no dey be say the first goal na a instruction from the coach. And ideally, you expect to say Rashford now operate as a number 11 player or be more wide. But after 20 minutes, na can say omu attack or move inside piano. And the man Rashford enya the first goal copy him say I couldn't the yes across no. And checking the second goal baby anujina. On na operate as a left winger. But when the second goal na or more inside. The first goal no wo inside. The second goal sa wo inside. By a share game na se na operate more wide.
Yeah.
By this time around, coach name on Rafinha move inside and a free Pedri and a Frankie Dion na mo sha say so mo control game no. So tactically, Enra na Hansi Flick any in-game management no. I was through bebree. Individual performance from Barcelona. Na Marcus Rashford ehia sa moment we. Now they are train ne bobre. Ball ni di onim ball ne bo. By nyoma ba akum yenu miense na ekotia Marcus Rashford no. By Enra venue na game ne course no. Country na game ne course no. Moment na Barcelona wom no. On sa first half na omu di Rashford at £10. First half no because na the decision be brain no poor. By second half no buy no obeteki effective decision a ball no Marcus Rashford. A big opportunity to Marcus Rashford. And they building the confidence. And we Rashford free wa enra. Kwa the performance of Kunde excellent. Kunde nye natural right back. By Kunde bobo ne to say or natural right back. Ye defender enra excellent. Enra Kunde timi move inside they invert very well. Ebe kame forwards no or say timi ko outside dane outside winger. A lot of crosses inside. And enra Kunde ne raw the man no now operate no effective. Or see bang out the right side of defense. And then call for eka ye bo Kunde abaso. Ye bo Rashford abaso. Obi abo Pedri abaso. By kwaku Barcelona goalkeeper no oye super. One Garcia no Barcelona nye good goalkeeper. Onim say oba Barcelona obeshe Barcelona JC. Ne 5 games awabon why 15 saves.
Wow.
And out of that 15 save now why no. Bako 12 inside the box. 15 save now one Garcia you know. Emu 12 inside Barcelona box and oye sa saves no. Se goalkeeper saves inside the box ah. A choice sa goalkeeper no. Ewo 2 hands. Every top goalkeeper bia no ewo 2 hands. Se ubenya soft hand and also ubenya hard hand. And to see a ball ne short cry now ubet match. And as a ball in pokrano se enya short now pese uyi na o divert ball no so so a e wo se unya. And then no game na e course no or ye saves in kwa bako 5. And then no game na Barcelona boy no. E first game for Barcelona by ball no mo boy no Barcelona for chere say omo ye ready for any club e wo Europe. And no ball na Barcelona boy no. E first game on hype omo by ball no omo chere say omo ye ready for any club Europe.
But Kwame, the other conversation is ye ball Juan Garcia basso no young ball season in Kobe but praises the na goalkeeper no. So isn't that to also say the team is conceding so many chances because they are yet to play the top teams,
yes, no.
And see any concern there was something for no rectify.
A big concern at the Barcelona because 5 games now goalkeeper 15 saves out of the 15 saves 12 inside the box. A Chelsea Barcelona opponent to me a Barcelona box him, which I am concerned by the good thing here say Barcelona for so enya GDA say eduru ye mu aden a omo goalkeeper bi so obetima save which I am positive at the Barcelona. Manchester City say mienu Napoli entimi antika na a game back a nipa dodo na anim say definitely team e friend say Man City ebe wini. Betre ana Di Lorenzo ekodi red card. Ana sama Manchester City a big advantage ewo game nim. Kwaku, yebo game ni nyina wie no. Na abrante a yebo ni din kese pa ne ye Haaland. Ono na yebo ni din because enra ni goal no share no. Amena baba benya 50 goals ewo UEFA Champions League. Na ni 50 goals na wenya no. Say o ka player or they why the fastest player wa reach 50 goals ah. E abrante e friend say Haaland. Or they 48 games and 49 games and reach 50 goals, which a incredible mark for a Haaland. Are you good for a brand no? Kwaku him say if it is here share European Cup, I say a friend UEFA Champions League, you know. From 1955 ebesi no. Obi him say Ronaldo na she goals kese o sa competition we mu 140. The top 10 Haaland ababa be rem. If it is here, share UEFA Champions League, then European Cup, no players from Masha goals can say or competition with the top 10. Haaland, Ababa Rim, Meno Kase were 2. The legendary Alfredo Di Stefano, Mohamed Salah Gusu Bobo by Haaland Etuno, were 2 Shevchenko, Ibrahimovic, Eusebio, Inzaghi, Drogba, Hurricane Munina. A true rate now, Branty and the Air Force Rohona, a positive. And when we analyze Haaland goals, I was ɛwɔ UEFA Champions League no.
Okay.
Ni 50 goals na wahyɛ wɔ UEFA Champions League no. Onim sɛ kwaku emu 48 ɛyɛ inside the box. Goals dodoɔ na Haaland ahyɛ no. Emu 48.
Wow.
Ɛyɛ inside the box. Ana emu 2 pɛ. Ɛyɛ outside the box. Enti den na ɛka kyerɛw. Ɛka kyerɛw sɛ ɔyɛ typical goal poacher. And goal poachers there. Ɔma ho ɔden pa yɛ inside the box. And so we team na wo pɛ sɛ wo stop Haaland na. Kwaku deɛ woyɛ ne yɛ sɛ yɛmfa yɛ ni nkosi saa player ne so. Enti sɛ wo check great poachers ɔma yɛ ka so ɔmo hyɛ goals bebree ɛwɔ inside the box. From Hugo Sanchez, Filippo Inzaghi. Saa players ni nyina na Kwaku sɛ oni ɔmo nsi akan a yɛmfa yɛ ni nkodi saa player n'akyi. By rather yɛ stop supplies no because every top goal poacher or rely solely on supplies. Sɛ ofa Benzema na ofa Haaland na ɔmo yɛ different players altogether. Benzema betima ba n'akyi. Ɔba ba abɛgye ball. Ɔbɛ dribble, ɔbɛ movie, ɔbɛ linky play very well, opposition very well. Ɔbɛtima gyina any angle ahyɛ. Sɛ ofa Ronaldo phenomenon, Brazil Ronaldo, mutu mudua. Ɔbɛtima drop ya ba abɛgye ball. Ɔbɛtwetwe no ɔno akɔ akɔhyɛ. By Haaland style no ɛnte saa. Ne deɛ ne yɛ sɛ munya adwuma na momfa ball ne mbrɛ mu wɔ box nim. Mo de ball ne brem wɔ box nim a me de ball ne beto atenim. Enti saa type of strikers ne from so omo yɛ poachers. Omo ho den pa ne yɛ sɛ ombe delete inside the box. And to stop this kind of players no kwaku, yɛ stop supplies.
Okay.
Enti anytime bi a Haaland entimi anhyɛ goals no, e kyerɛ sɛ omo de ball ne kɔma Haaland no, omo enye omo de. By anytime bi a Haaland be hyɛ goals no, ɛyɛ time onye a lot of supplies. And so what check Manchester City a match mu ya dende bo mo pa no eya opponent nim focus on Haaland but mu focus on suppliers no mo dey stop eya Haaland by the rate abrante ni si kono based on the age numbers no dey maye no kwaku enche bia no Haaland be share a lot of goals e UEFA Champions League. Manchester United ebebo Chelsea weekendi na no na Enzo Maresca aye ne press conference na ne press conference mete sana wo bo o se o hwe Garnacho adwuma a wɔyɛ 2 matches a Garnacho about the ama Chelsea no abranteɛ no etimi adapt very well to Chelsea style of play. Na Garnacho ready to start for Chelsea. I believe good news edema Garnacho as a player. Kwaku obi no obetima convince me say Garnacho ni mbobo. Talent will be, quality will be. By diaka confidence, playing time, consistency. No wetimi develop ye do some pempenso no eno na aka e wo Garnacho boboku ni Garnacho side by adekronti a e wo se Garnacho ye serious or Chelsea ni ye se kwaku ehimfa pa na Garnacho wo pretty e the left wing baby a wo de Garnacho to otimi boni ye pa ye the left wing currently ukọ Chelsea a ne left wingers no e Jimmy Gittins se Jimmy Gittins na adaptation aye slow kakra di ama no oba benya branch friend say Tariq George in your be able to rely so much on Tariq George. And you told him poker for si coach in say also use Pedro Neto. Our the left wing. By kwaku se Garnacho ni break. No ka se obobo ne pana. Obetima ma left wing what Chelsea aye dia. Because clearly so we check Chelsea left wing position hona. Omo se den you be a wetimi still sa left wing no. Because Pedro Neto ne to be a coach ne switching the call no. Pedro Neto ne so per right wing ne mo. Enti se Garnacho na ye say coach ne say obema na hyase no. Se otimi still sa position na a big opportunity e de ma Garnacho say obetima develop am ye talent wo Garnacho. But there ba about football ne say talent alone ain't be found draw. Obehia other factors na etimi push do akosoro. There were a lot of talented players are. Omentimi ndu some pempenso no enye so muni mbo ne bo. But we rely on solely on no talent in kwa entimi mfa do some pempenso no. Enti apart from talent no, obehia other factors na etimi amwadu top level. And factors ni bi no hard working. Se Nyankopon cha wakyede ni nyina se onimbo ne bo. Na wonya obi a we hard working player untimi do some pempenso no. Even the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, apart from our talent ne bo no mo bo adoma kyede Nyankopon de am no. Twekwan am fa so hard working players. E ka hum na di o madu some pempenso no. Enti Garnacho benya opportunity ashase de ama Chelsea a oyi ne talent ne qualities to a e was so more serious no working hard on the field say obetima make sure say talent and the potential no ebetima pie say na ye be man opportunity amana shase no oyi ne talent afi ho a dedication kwaku untimi achieve and be successful abra wonye dedicated to adwuma a wo ye no adwuma bi a wo ye no say wo pese oduru sam pempenso no na wo ye successful a wo say utimi ye dedicated to the job a wo ye uyi wakoma mu say adwuma we na me ye enti wo say me kume ho na me ye enti say Garnacho beduru sam pempenso na wo say utimi dedicate ne ho edema Chelsea bo bokuo no wo say you very disciplined don't take responsibility enti mani age e dia ma Garnacho say Enzo Maresca say wetimi adapt very well and you most likely say Obama na the first start at Chelsea. Big opportunity for Garnacho. Otimi bono oboni here. The left wing go ni betima ba be dia.
Or you're self-motivated.
Yeah.
Because hopefully say man you phone in ending ye.
No cre.
Na one na and also so Amanako he overdo things.
Na akwa ha adwene.
And also ha adwene ye pa. Well, let's see.
Na me dem anu si no quote Pep Guardiola say team a solid with England Arsenal. Or say be Arsenal.
Because Kwame go for no more team.
And from a tactical standpoint, me ya ne Pep ya.
Yeah.
Because just 1 minute. Oche Arsenal bubuko na kwa position be na obeka sa omolaki.
You say there.
Department bia
we are fortified.
Department bia goalkeeper omo one of the best for Premier League David Raya.
No, he's the best currently.
Defense omo players, midfield, attack. Omutimi the set piece go open play counter. Enti me ya ne Pep ya adwen say Arsenal bubuko no very solid. So it's up to us now say no bet me live up to the hype anchor for them all.
Henry and not say it was say Arsenal edge league by all cost and now someone trophy. It looks like pressure amount say coach super but I mean you're moving on. Now Biggie Kwaku my man on to us way.
Kwaku Newcastle and the Barcelona game no. So watch how Newcastle plays this season now. Menya sure say na obey surprised say Newcastle was going to give Barcelona that kind of run for their money. Honestly speaking, Obi Oshe Newcastle from last season, the big games especially, how they play, how I'm set up on my team to face Omo because Omo ye giants, Omo ye big, Omo ye kese for no. Obo se name be den dia ma Barcelona bobo kono. This season obi en hu hwe krampo. Newcastle bobo ko ni Liverpool game no. How Liverpool played, the kind of quality they have. Now Liverpool actually 2 goals and they are taking lead. Now Newcastle had the red card. Newcastle fought to come back, get the equalizer. And son at the dying embers of the game, the last minute, Liverpool eba beshe. Ama game na 3-2. A share the kind of resilience and Newcastle players in the ball. Aside a share how strong their team is. In the match, Barcelona. It was expected. Though Barcelona dominated, Omu controlling game, Omu ye BBR, but Newcastle came in to fight. Kwaku, my main shots here from the Barcelona goalkeeping department. Goalkeeper friend is one Garcia. Last season, Barcelona both games. Yes, Barca had a very good goalkeeper in the chief of Chesney. Chesney Morimo go post for Barcelona and then you're bad. Obian even convinced me, say he was a bad goalkeeper there be. But Barcelona who say on days and there are times saves to be one of my was a goalkeeper here. Not the keeping the team in the game no. Now unya sadi and him even though he's not a bad goalkeeper. Eti Barca being here be a shot stopper. Ekobasa pressure ba. Now you bypassing defenders in nyina. Na be ka only goalkeeper na. Dey no betimi aye dia bo Barcelona bo ko no. Chasing intimi my dia. Let's go for somebody who is a shot stopper. No na meginem. No nya se adwuma ne mfa maye. E no mo hwe Spanish La Liga ni mu. E hwe wiase. E no mo peke Juan Garcia. Juan Garcia last season per saves was the best goalkeeper in the Spanish La Liga. We shouldn't forget. Or 146 saves. That was Spanish La Liga ni mu for Espanyol. This is the kind of goalkeeper. Barcelona feels so moving here more with department or man. Omoko fan de na ba. And on the goalkeeper and buy or buy and on disappointed here. And now was one of those days. Now being here with goalkeeper. So best stand it to the test. And so the amount was saving the day at the amount. At the back when they say you referee and they say Barcelona last season, yes, no more conceded chances though. But their best central defender, Inigo Martinez. And the commander at the back, any one of this time around. It's how Barcelona is going to play at the back. how they are going to concede chances probably a bit to me a door so they are changed last season there now you know and they could do our stage now you need that kind of goalkeeper you bypassing defense in them we are ding at the mawa on the best standing to the test no why you saves and so they are wow and say Juana na one Garcia as a goalkeeper and the Barcelona Bobo and then na or twice so yes Juana sa he was good Kokumakus Rashford na oya Rashford menim de obehwehwe biom ansa na what me prove a point in yesterday's game. There are a lot of people that till date almost doubt say Marcus Rashford to be a succeed over Barcelona. The Rashford of football or your Manchester United, those days are past and gone. And when I come kono, this is a new chapter. And then I will yaman depend say you are still a good player. What's the fact that Barcelona just in Oche? That is the big question. Because nipa do na nyu ni Manchester United at a point performance ni be bibia wo honom ufi wonom na call Aston Villa. The first 5 matches was Aston Villa was super, but from there na kwakoye up and down performance e was Aston Villa bobo ko nimu. You leave Aston Villa, Manchester United there are problems untimi nkowachi. Barcelona as a big club gives you the opportunity because any players nyina na because our situation nimu a ubenya team kese so be ma opportunity. But Barcelona to sa chacha no. Oma gambo, ama osa opportunity no. Oko Barcelona bobo konim no. There are times I want your opportunity. From the preseason the performance was good. But obi baby say preseason ni mo no. Teams be na Barcelona ball mo na strong. It's preparation grounds there. Clubs omo performance and they were from. Now branch anymore more osro any problem. When the season proper starts, obi expect so obetimi ama performance season proper na start no e be befit the standards of Barcelona bobo ko no. But Rashford most of the time opportunity awanya no or disappointed e Barcelona. Coach akache player no say so obe person obeto aso Barcelona there was all up in the game. That is what it is rumored in the media it was Spain. And this coach kasa asem we chire wa na wonya an opportunity and as a coach krona gives you that opportunity and to so game mo only option bia than to be prove obi a onji win bia wrong. So you still have that kind of quality. Fortunately for you, it is against a side you know very well. It is in a terrain ya wodia England and a game in a Basel. It is a Barcelona player. Our experience, our England, our experience, our football, any Premier League mu. Now only bet me lead Barcelona to do the kill against a Newcastle Bobokuna. Then you be as a Marcus Rashford. When he started the game, the Marcus Rashford performance are young. Nansing Barcelona. So bet me a football no take you on players or bet dribble or pace or ball into space man or bet me a kwakwakofa. But the decision at the final third of the pitch, what do go post in him? So Bobo Ball the shame now a problem the Marcus Rashford. No Bobo need to go. And now when the game started in the first half especially, you had any the free brand and home. It's in there I say Rashford they say Canada send the money in Concan and then you bet me a Barcelona Bobo Koro. It is how you player. Now find yourself in such a situation. You have to prove the doubters wrong. And then I was happy to have those 2 goals. Not picking the man of the match award. At least in the absence of certain key players, Barcelona you stood to the test of Barcelona. One thing I realized in the first half, especially Kwaku, now Barca miss the absence, and after no miss the presence of a brand friend Lamine Yamal. Yes, there were times at Newcastle Coco go actually one man. You are going to need player back to the players. No moving out of their spaces. Now say almost structure. Now Barcelona nyasa in the first half. And 2 months a Pedri football now. Or pushy ball corner anyone no do flank on the man. And was all signs to come backwards. Because who do the ball name mano? No yes said Jumana Diama Barcelona. Created that opening in the Newcastle defense. It's no more mesela me yama. I am sure that when they went for races, call dressing room no coach and them ran any kasai. And when they got back in the second half, that thing changed. You have to realize that Lami Yama then I will honor. But I was saying with me, and I believe that the absence of the player, one way or the other, was a blessing for the players in the second half. So we call all out Roma fight any results. No? Kudos to Barcelona. It was a good game. They gave a good account of themselves. Where they left it off last season, our Champions League, you will be expected some building upon that performance. Not this season, or my better. And if you are going to do better, it starts from now. Kwaku, Pep Guardiola, I say, when people win leagues, you can't say you're holding, but the Manchester City and Pep Guardiola win here. A different story altogether. They call him the checkbook manager. This is not the first time our panicas are the same way. So clearly, what it means is that 7 amount for Kawabonteno, a hapapano. If you are Pep Guardiola, probably a how? Because Manchester City tall quality. Manchester City spending a lot in England. And that's almost spending them out coach friend is Pep Guardiola. And this season be a Manchester City abobiano waji Premier League title. No? How many years has he spent? How many times and watch the Champions League at the Manchester City Bobo Kono? But in those years there, says I check book one and near the Toma Papano. But I want winning the Anya, but I did the Anya Modemo. A sika any the Atamano. In any case, football, we all have to accept to say ene. Sika eboa the laurels and the trophies about him as a certain fortune. From 2004 ever, before that era, Sana na Chelsea Bobo Kunete and Sana Roman Abramovich eba. But since Abramovich took over, I almost said so we invested with Chelsea Bobo Kunimo. From there, 2004-2005 season, almost every season, your Baba be start the league now. Now we contenders almost the Premier League now. Your boy, you bought Chelsea in the count. Why? Because I face the car, but almost top players. It got to a point in time. Chelsea filled in the first 11. As much as 6 national team captains. It was squad in the and nobody told those players. Paris Saint-Germain at a point, even though Champions League are not much in the channel, no one sent him in Kaye. But when Paris Saint-Germain started spending big, almost as almost talk as a phone in Europe, almost the secure rubber book. Kwaku, then I hear you Paris Saint-Germain, the French League ever done it like a best right at the man. Paris Saint-Germain, your statistics in a contenders are on Kahono. Cecia, your statistics in London and I boni dean first, even before. Luis Enrique Babe take over. No more Baba Champions League. And no more pressure. So these things are normal. Everybody have to accept. Se bo na ye bono. Dia ye no. Se when you invest a lot, maybe you buy to say by Leverkusen with no disrespect. And one man, when you're good players be, when you're good manager, no put it together a squad. No, the Baba be from no ajaba ko the amount. But your boss are season new year. The in some more they best strengthen the team. Or strengthen the team anywhere. So we Baba league the free in 7 a bad thing because on only was scored this strengthen. That is the bad Leverkusen, but we shot that one and the Bayern situation. It's young to football and near Matasa. Why ne also person winning laurels and Sika no the team. Sika sign and Mikel Arteta. And the Aquacofa Joker Zenaba when he needed a striker.
Miriam says some way supporters no name, but for the purpose of bantenting I no yes I'm assuming because we are aware say sikaye of what here say normally no ayana misus me feel say to the be ayana yaw enviness so kan ti o say mama kan sam cho won send Liverpool for ACS spend CC say obi enyanka opewu nti wo club obi wan hwe ne ya wo de ye obeka say tia Liverpool say ayen no moto to e no mo beto to trophies unisika na be yo because if it thanks to your team now o ta woni je
of course
nti no
so they just have to accept it no munya answer
football supporters dey omo no ma dwen say omo follow logic.
Aside supporters in the crown, coaches they be writing these things off.
Sir,
coaches they be Timika be who are some say you have to 2 players a man now.
This is football. We have quality to win, Nana.
Yes,
yeah. Supporters nankasa no. Unse supporters there. Yeah, support say because we support. So normally we don't normally follow logic and facts. What you say? The akuma na ya na edi ichiri. What you say? Anyway. Yambu kevo na enche agri eba na yakobonko mo Lawson heba kakra na bigi wako supermarket restaurant da master on say corners ga kumasia be bia yewo na bomso ahinsan estate kwane si ho anloga junction yewo adiembra yewo supermarket de monua na etija
sisi ababia fe pa open restaurant ho fe pa to a supermarket
master ewie yom se bra na bedidi wo ho diane ne yatete so nti bigi one wo wife na makotena se ne makodi kama ade na meka ye kwam ye pagya nani ehwe mi Biggie cow no wife nan come on ma kwatena se na modidi fofo what you say a man no so kwame wo ko restaurant a wo se man no de mema no pi amunta anye sa wo omo ye